Alright, you read the title. Let's not waste any more time and let's just get straight into it.
Hey, Ron.
Starting off with the most basic tower in the game, Scout. He just has a gun. So I just classified him as a normal type. Paintball is probably a ground type because he aims at the ground and does very bad splash damage, so yeah. Next up is Sniper, and I think it's a normal and a rock type. It's a rock type because it's a cliff tower, and it's a normal type because it's like one of the starter towers. Moving on to Demo Man, and I think he's a ground and fire type. Just because, I mean, look at that. Is that not fire to you? Now, Hunter was a little bit difficult to classify, but I think I'd call it a ghost type. Just because it's a hunter, it's sitting behind bushes and waiting for its prey. Alright, now to me, Soldier would be a normal type because it's basically the same thing as Scout, but better. Now, I think Militant is gonna be a fighting type, but that's mainly because back in the day, John Roblox was a really aggressive character.
People play all the time in Tower Defense. Don't sin!
Ace Pilot's a flying type, should be pretty self-explanatory. Now, Assassin would be a ghost and fighting type to me because an assassin is like in the shadows hiding and then they go in for the kill. Crook Boss and all his goons are dark types because they're part of the mafia. They're literally the mafia, they do bad things. Now, of course, everybody should agree that Farm is a grass type. It's in the name, for goodness sake. Okay, but for Freezer, hear me out. I'm just saying it might be a little wild, but I think it might be an ice type. I'm just saying.
Bruh.
Now, Medic is probably gonna be a fairy and grass type, just because fairies are like very nice and they heal, and then grass is like grassy terrain. I don't know, it heals. Now, every vehicle before the railgun tank in military base is a ground and steel type. But at max level, the military base is an electric and steel type, just because it's a railgun tank, and does that not look like electricity? Now, of course, Pyromancer is obviously a fire type. I mean, that's clearly fire. Are you blind? Now, this might sound a bit weird, but Rocketeer to me is a rock type, because there's the move called Rock Blast in Pokemon, and Rocketeer also starts with rock.
Adrian, explain our friend group.
Moving on to Shotgunner, and I think Shotgunner is a dark and fighting type because he has a shotgun and he's fighting.
You stupid.
Trapper's a steel type because he uses traps that are probably made of metal. Mortar's a rock and fire type because rock is a cliff and fire, is that not fire to you? Now, this may sound weird, but I think Turret is a steel and dragon type. It's a steel type because it's literally made of steel, and it's a dragon type because, like, dragons are strong.
Get the hell out of here.
Now, Mercenary Base itself would be a ground type, but its troops would be a different story. The Rifleman would be a normal type, the Grenadier ground and fire type, the Medic a grass and steel type, and the Riot Shielder a steel and fighting type. Now moving on to Electroshocker. It's an electric type. What do you want me to say? It's a fire type? Warden is probably a steel and fighting type because he has a metal baton. I'd like to say that Commander would be a fighting type, but no. I think it's a dragon type because, I don't know, I just get that feeling, you know?
I got a feeling.
Cowboy is probably a normal rock type because the rocks represent Badlands, and normal type because he's just a scout that gives money. Now, since DJ has 3 different tracks, I'm gonna be telling you each of their individual types. The purple track is a fairy type, the green track is a grass type, and the red track is a fighting type. Gatling gun would be a steel and ground type because yes, agree with me.
No.
Alright, now for minigunner, hear me out on this one. I'm just saying, but it's probably a metal and rock type because the minigun is metal, and if he's carrying that big minigun, he's probably got rock hard abs. Pursuit's a flying and steel type. Pretty obvious. Ranger is a dragon and rock type because dragons are strong, like I've said before, and rocks represent cliffs. Moving on to hardcore towers, and now we're about to start off with Accelerator, which I think is just a pure electric type. Yes. The best tower, no, actually scratch that. The Accelerator gets too much glaze and is actually really puns. Brawler. I think it's a ground and fighting type. It's a ground type because you can reposition it, and it's a fighting type because it's literally fighting. Engineer would be a ground and steel type because it uses steel to build sentries, and it's a ground type because the sentries literally come out of the ground. Like, bro just spawned in for real. Now, this may sound pretty corny, but I think hacker is an electric and bug type. It's an electric type because it's kind of obvious, and it's a bug type because bugs are kind of like viruses, and it's a hacker. You know, I'll just leave. Necromancer would be a psychic and dark type. It's a psychic type because he literally raises the dead, and he's a dark type because obviously he's a dark guy. He's got a hood on. And by the way, all of Necromancer skeletons are ground and ghost types because they literally come from the ground, and they're ghosts because they're dead. Now, since Archer has 3 different arrow types, it'll have 3 different types. Archer with no arrow types is just a normal type. Archer with a flame tip arrow is a normal and fire type. Archer with an electric tipped arrow is a normal and electric type. And finally, Archer with a bomb tipped arrow is a normal and fire type. Another one.
Gatorade.
Biologist is obviously a grass and poison type. And no, I'm not doing the play. Hey, turn back to the camera. Commando is a fighting and electric type because his pistols are electric powered probably, and he's fighting people.
I don't know.
Cryomancer is an ice type. It should be pretty obvious.
Mario.
Again, we got another 2-typer, Elementalist here. We'll start off with the ice type, which is an ice and ground type, and the fire type is just a fire type. I'm just throwing it out there, but this video's kind of long, so I'm kind of lazy. Elf Camp and all of its units are ice and fighting type. Executioner is a dark and steel type because he's literally an executioner. He's killing people, cutting their heads off. Do you realize how dark that is? Firework Tactician is a ground and fire type because his rockets come from the ground and explosions in the air. Hey, are you still watching? Well, guess what time it is? It's speed round time. I'm tired of editing this. I just want to post it. Let's go. Frost Blaster's an ice electric type. Gladiator's a pure fighting and steel type. Hollow Punk is a ghost and fire type. Harvester's a dark and grass type because of the thorns. Jester has 4 different types because of the 4 different bombs. Let's go. Fire Bomb is a fire type. Ice Bomb is an ice type. Poison Bomb is a fire type. Hey, psych, I got you. You're stupid. It's poison. I'm glad I finally get to use this type because for the Confusion Bomb, it's psychic type. Slasher's a steel and dark type. Sledger's an ice and steel type. Now, if there was a trash type, I would classify Snowballer as this, but I guess it's just an ice and fighting type. Bug type. And finally, the last tower that is to be classified as a Pokemon type, Toxic Gunner, which is obviously a poison type. Alright, we're finished now.
Chill.
What
Subscribe.
the hell is even...
6, 7.